All right, guys, welcome to Creative Always Be. I'm your host, Ishaka Shango. So as you know, as you've been seeing the post and everything, and you're just seeing the intro, we'll be talking to none other than Twain Richardson. You know what I mean? So Twain Richardson from Frame of Reference. Frame of Reference is one of the only post-production company in the English-speaking Caribbean that deals solely with post-production. Twain will share with us how he has become so well known for post-production and talk a little bit about Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve and how he became an instructor, a certified instructor with them, as well as his experience as a presenter at NAB show, National Association of Broadcast Conference. You know what I mean? So, like I go start running show really, I know I make the people them say, yo, you see that you tell me I talk to, and I'm a normal youth. Twain, and I'm a normal youth. So, check out him show reel. All right, everybody. See the man himself. Twain, yo, you're live, you know, brother. Everybody are looking and something, you know. So now that we get the formality out of the ways, what go on, my brother? Always stay.
Their family. Yeah, man, good. They want to take the necessary precautions.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Safe and thing, yeah.
So as me say, yo, you know what I mean? Creative always be, we're going to start the show, and the main reason for start the show is to kind of talk to my brethren them in the industry. All of my brethren them come out and just basically give me a strength to talk about the thing them. So one of the first questions we really want to ask you is, how did you get started in post-production?
All right, so this story is a funny little one, you know. So leaving high school, I did want to be an engineer. So the thing is, I grew up in a poor community, you know. Mums not have the funds and things to send over university to do the engineering degree. So what means that, you know, we juggle with her because, you know, mums is a street vendor, so we left high school, can't get no work, and so, you know, we do the local street vending with her from the time that she showed the thing, and so we started local street vending, and end up that I do get a work as a data entry clerk at a company called Media Arts. So when I go Media Arts now, they have a camera because the business is for shoot stuff. So one evening I go home and I talk to mommy and I tell her about the whole camera thing. So the guys in the office show me the camera and thing, and so she go do a little research and she find out about CPTC. But in my mind, I still did want to do, I still did want to do my engineering degree. So she keep on to that. In my back. So no man, them want to go do the production course. The guy them show the camera and thing, and I said, no man, I don't want to do that. I want to do engineering. So we get her to stop and now I'm say, all right, you know, I'm going to do the production course. Pay feet and we'll go do it. So we'll go do the production course. You know, call them amongst the guys and them show the camera stuff. You know, we see the camera thing and we get to start understand, you know, the whole aspects of the production. So what happened is that we were actually supposed to create a short film. And so it, you know, the course actually carry from pre-production, production, to post-production. So we reach the post-production side of things now. I said, bombard, yo.
So the editing and them thing, like they love it.
Yeah, we like this. And so them actually said that them have an editing course. I come up couple months and I say, all right, yeah, man, sign up for it. So I go back go do the editing course. So while doing the editing course, I think it was a year after them did the editing course. And so what happened is that at them time, I go home and I watch Hype TV. So
yeah, man, them time Hype TV around the place.
Yeah, man.
With quiz and young people there.
Yeah, man. Nikki Z and Renee and Courtney and Kushner and Critic. So
people behind the scenes.
Yeah, so to start learning about the whole production thing now. Like I watch Up on Life on Hype TV and then I try to figure out how them I do what them I do. And so them they actually run a competition to say that the winner, the prize is that the winner I will get for co-host Up on Live with Nikki Z.
Okay.
So I enter the competition and I actually win.
Mad vibes, see there?
But it's so funny that a couple months ago I did actually send in a resume to Hype TV for a camera position. Okay. So I reach out and I end up meet Yohan. And Yohan, I talk to Yohan and I say, Yohan, you know, I did send in application for the camera position and I say, yo, I'll never get nothing. And I say, right now, they don't need a camera person, so they need a editor. I said, no, man, I know for edit to man. So I say, yeah, oh, you learn for edit. So I say, I just finish up a course by CPTC. And I say, yeah, when you can start Monday? And I say, yeah, man, I can start Monday.
Straight up.
At the time, I did actually, at the time, I did start work at electoral office. So the Wednesday, I did co-host the Up on Live. The Friday, I need my resignation at EOG and say, listen, I'll come back and I'll get my dream job, I'm gone. And so the Monday, I start Hype TV. And that's how the post-production journey starts. The Monday, I start work at Hype TV.
Okay, I see what you say. But I'm going to say, yo, you know, like, things happen in a life for a reason, bruv.
Yeah.
Things happen in a life for a reason. Because as I say, you did like, Ben say you are engineering me I go do. And then your mother goes and push you and say, yo, brother, try out the graphics thing, try out the course. And you go to someone and say, yo, mommy, all right, you know. All right. And you say, all right then, mommy. So please, mommy, make a try it out. And you know what I mean? Years after. So you know. So my thing is that like many people who are watching stuff like that, I want to find out, you know, what is the journey? Tell me about your journey, basically, as a colorist. Because I know post-production of editing and them thing, but we are talking about the specific part, coloring. Whereas I would just see a reel a while ago and see the coloring nice. So I want you to talk specifically about that.
So it's so funny that my first day at Hype TV is when I actually learned about color grading. So what happens is that the Monday when I start, because I did tell you once, I know how to shoot. It was right around the time when Jackie did just come back from prison, and they keep a treat. So all of the cameraman and they gone out for shoot, and so you want to ask me if I can shoot it. So I say, yeah, man, I can shoot it, man. So me and the producer go out and we shoot it, and when I reach back into the office now to edit it, the whole of the footage blue. I start fretting out, the whole of the footage blue. I start fretting out, I said, Jano. So Courtney, who I did the supervising editor, he said, no man, just look on this. And him going at the software and him do two things and when I say white balance. And I say, yo, what that? So I say, you know, I'm call it color correction. And I said, bad, yo, yo, but like this. So from this on now, I actually start to get interest in it. And everything I actually start edit now. I say, yo, I have to color it. So everything I edit, I start color. What did I at the time, what did I use? Premiere Pro. And the version will have the horse on it. So when you start up the program, you see a horse. I don't remember which version.
Maybe use Premiere Pro them time.
But yeah, when I had a long time. So that's what we used to use. And then now, when we leave Hype TV, we start work at DSC Media. We move over to Final Cut 7. And then Apple have Apple Color, which we start use for color. And then so when they use color, you know, Apple kill the whole Final Cut Studio. And then in my research, I'm actually find out, say, you have several other color grading platforms. You have the Baselight, you have the DaVinci Resolve. Now, at the time, Blackmagic designed it just by DaVinci Resolve. And then they actually, because originally, like the DaVinci Resolve with the panels and everything, like it used to cost like 200 pounds of US to get like, because you couldn't actually buy the software separately.
You're talking about professional color grading.
Yeah.
Like, professional software.
Yeah, you couldn't actually buy the software separately from the hardware. Then when Blackmagic designed by the company now, then changed that. So you could now actually get the software separately from the hardware. So them start selling the software for $1,000. I was like, yo, I'm about to my opportunity to actually get the software. So I'm gonna buy it at when it was at version 9. So I started using DaVinci Resolve at version 9. That's when I did buy it. And then as I said from there, so what it is that everything when we used to edit, we used to just color it. And so, like, I'm gonna do just a color for free because when I did want to learn it, I couldn't afford to actually go abroad and do the classes, learn it. So it's all right. Then my way of learning it is I'm gonna read the manual. While I read the manual, I actually just try stuff from the scene side.
So basically, you say any jobs where you basically are editing, you will just color it. Even if they're not asked to color it.
Even if they're not asked to color it, we used to color it. And then I buy this book now called The Color Correction Handbook, which is written by Alexis Van Hertman. And then now I come to find out that Alexis actually is a colorist himself, and he also writes a manual for DaVinci Resolve. And so from this, so what happened is that I did end up start a blog about editing. So while we didn't have the blog about editing, we did interview some editors from abroad. We find out about Twitter. And then when we joined Twitter, we realized they actually have a good post-production community on Twitter. So we talk with a couple of people, and then end up that we find Alexis on Twitter.
So in other words, now you start connect basically the dots and try to connect with the people them in the industry of color correction and stuff like that. So basically can say, so these are the people who are do coloring. So are them people them want in my circle and get to understand and learn from them.
Exactly. So one more actually learn to Alexis on Twitter. We start have some conversations about color and editing, and so it's almost like we know him personally, but you never know him personally. So
yeah, because online.
Yeah. So I end up I start hear about NAB now, which is the National Association of Broadcasters. And I said, no man, I want to go NAB. Because my final said this are the conference where for the industry, like everybody, the who's who of the post-production industry and production too.
Yeah, NAB goes to this conference. We know about NAB. NAB, big conference. I've never been, but it's definitely a place that I want to go. So one of the questions I want to ask too, as the on my list is, how did you become an instructor for DaVinci Resolve? And you know what I mean? What is it like presenting at NAB? Because a whole heap of people go NAB, and a whole heap of people, always just out there looking at the equipment and stuff like that. But we are talking about being an instructor. You go there to basically present for DaVinci Resolve. Explain that, because that is a big move. Just run me through that.
So we'll get to that. So NAB, every time I say, I want to go NAB, but when I look on the price message, I know, like, really and truly, we can't afford it. Anyways,
Las
NAB
Vegas.
2017 come up now, I say, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to go NAB. So I'm going NAB 2017, and, we get to meet some people from within the industry, people we converse with on the internet, when we used to converse with on Twitter. We get to meet them in person, we get to have a conversation with them. And one of the persons we actually meet was Alexis. So we meet Alexis now, and let him sit down and have a conversation. And I said to him, so well, would actually really like to get some real proper color training. And I said, all right, cool. In week actually come train me in person.
Okay.
To take care of the thing.
So you're top one of the top man them in the colorists and say, yo, I'm gonna basically train you. Wow.
So a couple months after that, I actually fly Alexis down to Jamaica. Was here for a week. Actually carry me through not just a software, but also, the basics of color correction up to the advanced stage of color grading. And from there, so now we NAB. So 2017, I got NAB as a regular attendee.
Yeah, Patreon.
Yeah, meet some persons. NAB 2018 actually got as press. Because I actually met the person who owns Post Perspective, which is a website about post-production.
Okay.
It's actually covered NAB for them for 2018. And then now for 2019 is when I actually go and do the presenting for Blackmagic. Now how that come about is that DaVinci actually started to add more editing features to Resolve. And so we used to try it out on some projects. Because what we used to do it at first is that, editing a Premiere, and then we carry it over to Resolve to color. But usually, a lot of the times they carried over, like stuff don't come over properly. Resizing, or the clips, speed ramps, etc. usually don't come over properly. And so usually you have to spend like a day, 2 days to conform back in Resolve. Now when DaVinci started adding the editing features and we started testing it, I realized, then if we need to move from editing to color, it's like 5 minutes. It's like literally just press a button and so now we can start color. So we started use Resolve now for actually edit and color. And then we'd have a conversation with Alexis and I'm tell him, say, yo, I'm actually, at this point now, I'm actually fully start edit with
DaVinci.
With DaVinci. And so he actually recommended me to the Blackmagic team. And so from there, so it's like, hey, you want actually come on, now come demo the editing for Resolve. I was like, yeah.
100%. Like when I'm saying that, you're like, yes, please. Yes,
like,
please.
Yes,
because
please.
This by your resume, this is like big presenting at NAB.
And then them say, well, we're going to pay your airfare, we're going to put you up and pay. I was like, what? There's no one who can say no to that. So,
bro,
that's how it end up.
That is like basically a dream job for you as a colorist.
Yeah.
You basically using this program, trying to learn the program as much as possible. And then the people them who actually met the program and say, yo, brother, come at the biggest trade show and present for us. Meaning I get the stamp of approval by basically Blackmagic. Present.
Dream come true, yeah?
Dream come true. Like, I think about it and like, I try and process it and it's mind blowing, bro. Like, it's mind blowing. Like, I don't even know if I express like, oh, me that feel if, you know what I mean? Like right now, if somebody who deals with that, say, yo, come and present for this product. Mind blowing.
I can tell you one thing. The first day on the show floor, all of the jitters and the nervousness we have actually leave, because when you start to see the amount of people and when you actually start get into your flow, like you realize, like the first 1-2 people like you present to, you have a little bit of nervousness, but like once you get into your look flow and you start move, like I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
Yeah, man.
It's like the feeling. Yeah, man. The feeling.
It's the same thing with me with the live. You know what I mean? Once you get on and you start talk, it kind of just change. So my thing is that you explain a little bit about editing in DaVinci. So my thing is that since the improvements in DaVinci Resolve, you find that editing is much easier for now since, because I know them do a whole heap of revamping, them put in a cut page, them put in a whole heap of stuff where make DaVinci Resolve now a place where you could edit, because I back then I know I am a Premiere Pro editor and I tried DaVinci Resolve and I was like, yo, like you can't edit over here. So So now that all of this change, how you feel about, other editors trying out DaVinci Resolve for editing?
So how I feel is, and I think this statement we pretty much sum up how I feel, is that 100% of the projects I edit now is in DaVinci Resolve. I mean, the only time I use another NLE is if I take over a project for somebody else. So they not only actually added editing features, they added Fusion into DaVinci Resolve. So now you don't actually need to use, for example, say After Effects or Video Graphics. You can use Fusion and Video Graphics within the same app. They also added Fairlight. So now you don't have to go to Pro Tools to do your mixing. You can do your mixing within one application. So
technically you're saying is that DaVinci Resolve is now After Effects, Premiere Pro, Audition in one.
In one, yes. I don't want to use, but pretty much to sum it up, yeah. So now with one application, you can edit, color, graphics, do your mixing, and you can deliver all from within one application.
Mad.
And so I love it. Once again, as I said, one of the things where it used to bug me is that before we used to have like 2-3 days we were set for conforming the project in Resolve. No, it's literally like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and we can start color. Like we can do the so the workflow I use within it's I make proxy files, edit with the proxy files, and then I online back to the high-res files. So for example, say I get a music video was shot on the red camera. We shot at 4K on the red camera. What we do is we make 2K proxies, ProRes proxy files, edit with those, and then once we're ready to color now, then we reconform back to the red files, do the color, and then do the finishing. So the reconform and resolve now is literally, as I say, like probably 5 minutes. Like
so in other words, you take a 2-day process because of the new improvements in Resolve. You take a 2-day process and turn it into a 5 minutes process.
Pretty much. I mean, I still what we do is that we schedule like half a day for conform. Just because every now and then, you probably might have a one issue. But usually I say I schedule half a day, but it probably take me, and then usually the time is spent by cleaning up my timeline. Because when you edit, you have like 3-4 video tracks. But then once you start color now, for move all of that down to one track, so that everything more organized. So I still schedule like half a day to do the conforms, but yeah, it's like a 2-day process move to half a day. I can now tell the clients them save a day and a half worth of work, which is money the client has saved, and there's nothing better for a client than you delivering the project on time and helping them to save money.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Everybody I try to save money. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room right now for everybody across the world basically is, as you know, COVID-19. So how has COVID-19 basically impacted your business and you personally?
Well, we're in the business of entertainment. So of course, if there's no gatherings, then pretty much there's no entertainment. You can't go on set and shoot. No events not being kept. So pretty much business, there's no production being done. Luckily for me, I'm still actually working. So actually, like right before moving to the lockdown, I just got a feature film to color. So I'm working on that now. Since the lockdown, I've actually done 2 commercials.
Nice.
And actually have more projects scheduled in the pipeline to come. So thankfully, I'm still working. So yeah, I mean, outside of that, projects pretty much stopped. There are a few projects that we had going on that were canceled or postponed. Yeah, production. There's no production being done. So if there's no production, outside animation, there's not really any much post-production being done.
Okay. So, all right. As we say, your company basically do post-production. So my thing is that I want you to walk them through what are the difference or what are the different things that you do as a post-production company. Because as we said earlier, your company basically does nothing than post. You don't go there and shoot. You just basically collect the footage from people, and or they send to you and ask you to do motion graphics or whatever the case may be. So tell me all the stuff where you do when you are on a project. We're talking about if you have to go on location and onwards.
All right. So post-production entails a few things. So what makes up post-production? Video editing, color grading, visual effects, sound mixing, or sound editing, and animation. So my company, we focus on video editing, color grading, and visual effects. We do a little bit of sound editing, but not to a great extent. There's also DIT, which is a data imaging technician. And it's pretty much someone who, in layman's terms, is someone who manages the data on set. Oh, yes.
And
so
what you mean by that? Yeah, explain what
a
DIT basically
so
do.
What a DIT do is that, so you go on set with your equipment. So you carry your computers, your hard drives, and it depends on the project. Each project requires something different. And some sets actually just carry the laptop and hard drives, and some sets actually have a full editing setup. So you go on set with your laptop, the hard drives. And so what you're doing is that you're managing the data that is being shot with the camera. So you're essentially taking that data from the camera and putting it on the hard drives so that the editor and the producer can have access to it. In some cases, you're asked to make proxies on set. So you're actually taking the data. So for instance, somebody shot with a red camera. You're taking that red camera, you're making it into proxies so that when the editor get that hard drive, there's proxies available so he can get the hard drive and can start ingest and can start edit. In some cases, we've actually even started editing on set. There's even one case where a project where we were on set, the client actually asked us to actually start editing on set. And by the time we wrapped, we got the last card, we added in probably about 2 or 3 shots. We were able to show the producer the commercial. The client who was actually on set actually pretty much signed off on the commercial right then and there.
On set. So, wow, on set, that's crazy.
So we actually just went back into office, do some timing up, and yeah, the commercial was pretty much finished. So yeah, that's pretty much what a DIT does. I mean, there's more things such as handling metadata, etc.
Yeah. So for like me and you probably know what a proxy is.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to explain, like, to the layman who doesn't understand what a proxy file basically is and how it works. So explain that in more words, or in a way that a person who doesn't understand, what we know in terms of, production and stuff like that. Explain proxy to them.
So the red cameras, the RE cameras, these high resolution cameras, they shoot the files that they shoot. Well, now at present, there are computers that can actually edit those files, but not every computer can manage these high-res files. And we're talking like 4K, in some instances, 8K, resolution.
Yeah.
So proxies, what proxies are
is 8K raw.
Yeah.
Not just 8K, but 8K
not just
raw.
8K, but 8K raw. Yeah.
Yes.
So in layman's term, a proxy is a file that pretty much your computer can play back, you can manage, you can edit without having any issues. So you take the high-res files. So for instance, a red raw file with the red codec. You take that, you turn it into a ProRes LT codec. So now it's less stress on your computer, on your hard drives. And so you can actually edit freely. Yeah, that's pretty much it in layman's terms.
So in other words, in layman terms, you reduce the size of the file so it's more manageable for your computer.
It's more manageable for your computer, yeah. And pretty much every movie you watch or every TV show you watch have some form of proxy workflow because they're shooting with 2-3 cameras. A lot of times they're shooting 4K. So they'll actually have a DIT on set who is actually making the proxies so that by the time the editor get the hard drive, you can pretty much start editing right away.
So even though it's post-production you do mainly, and you are not necessarily the person who go out there to shoot the content, explain to the audience why you would not shoot in 1080, but shoot in 4K and 8K and raw res, all these high resolution file when the basically output would be in 1080.
Okay, so whoops.
It's good.
So the format that these cameras shoot in, they hold a lot of information. And so when you shoot, when you take these files and you make them into, for instance, say 1080, you actually lose some of that information because you're moving from the high-res files to low-res files. Now, there are instances where you can shoot, for instance, say 1080, and it actually looks good. Anything outside of 4K, really and truly, like the human eye can't really tell the difference. But again, you shoot high resolution so that you get a better image quality, so that when you move it down. So, perfect example. We get a music video. We have a discussion with the director. The director said, okay, he shot it at 6K, but really actually he wants to master in 4K.
Okay.
So now when time we master that file in 4K, then now when we take that 4K file and we turn it into a file for, say, for instance, YouTube, actually you get a better image quality. It looks better.
Okay. So in other words, you're saying that the higher resolution of the image, when you kind of shrink it down to a lower resolution, it kind of, in other words, pack the pixels into that resolution, and it can either degrade it or it can make it look better. What is that you're saying?
Yeah. So it can, based on how you move from the high res to the low res, and also there's a few factors. So frame size is a factor. So if you move from, say, for instance, a 4096 by 2160 file to a 1920 by 1080 file, if you move from, say, for instance, a ProRes 444 codec to a ProRes proxy codec, because the ProRes proxy codec is a editing proxy, Again, you lose some form of information, some bit of information there. The ProRes 444 is and the Red Raw is what you call acquisition codecs. So it's where you acquire your image in. And then you have several codecs which that you are editing
codecs.
Editing friendly codecs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Moving from a bigger frame size to lower frame size, again, how you move from it and the codec where you move from determines the image quality that you're going to get. And also, you actually have a lot of people who shoot 4K, master 2K, so that they can resize certain shots, they can punch in. So like you have instances where, say for instance, somebody shoot an interview, they shoot it wide at 4K, and then now they master it at 2K, but now we have the option for do a punch in. So they shoot it wide at 4K, and then now, so say that we want to move from a wide shot to a close-up, then we can now actually move into a closer shot. Yeah, in the editing.
In other words, you shoot one wide shot, and when you're basically doing the post production, you make it look like two shots.
Two shots, yeah.
I actually do that in live streaming too sometimes.
Yeah, I don't necessarily
one
like
wide
it.
Shot, boom, punching.
I don't necessarily like it, because then you're moving from here to really here. So the jump.
In a natural?
So I prefer when it's shot from an angle, but
it's workable.
It's workable. Yeah.
So that's one of the next thing we want to talk to you about is like, rough, that Danny Boo video there. You see that Danny Boo video there? Yo, you see that video there drop? I'm gonna look on the coloring on the video. I say, yo, Twain learned something new. I look at me and say, yo, that coloring here, but that coloring is so different that like it just jump out at you. Especially when she in this like reddish room and stuff like that. Yeah. It rough. The coloring they're on a different level. So walk me through, like a process of that video per se, and like where you have pre and if you learn some new things for kind of, doing a video to make the coloring in a video pop the way it pop.
So that video, so I have to big up the director, Jay Will.
Yeah, man, big up Jay Will all the time.
Big up the DP, Darren Scott. So
big up Darren Scott.
Darren actually made my job easier. Because he actually, the result, what you're seeing is a video that was lit properly. It was acquired properly. So I think he actually used the Blackmagic cinema camera. So he shot it B-raw at 4.6K.
Hold on. You're talking about the pocket cinema camera, or you're talking about the bigger one?
The bigger one.
Okay.
The bigger one.
All right.
So the result you're seeing is a combination of the lighting, the lens that was used. Because a lot of people don't take this into consideration when they say that, all right, them shoot something and they say, oh, I want it to look like this. But then they don't understand, say, the reason why it looked like this is because it was lit that way. The lens, what them use as well. And also how they acquired the file. The format which it was acquired in. So this project was actually...
That piece of information that we just gave a while ago is gold. So as I say, a man see a video, see it look nice, the coloring up, and it was like, so the coloring stays, and you're like, well, that all of these, everything that was done in such a way that it actually helped the end result. If you never light a video right, you can't get it like this.
You can't get it.
If you never do the files them right, you can't get it like this, basically. So you are trying to make them know that you have to do all of these things in a sequence to help the post-production, so to speak. And a lot of people believe, say, as a post-production specialist, you are a magician. You know what I mean? That's a magician. You just understand what you're doing. Once you get good files, it's much easier for you to produce. A good end result.
There's a saying, foolishness in will be foolishness out. Good in will be good out. But I mean, I don't agree with the foolishness in, foolishness out. 100%. Because I mean, you get foolishness, or to the lack of the term, you get foolishness. You try your best to make it look good. Because again, not everyone can afford to shoot something at 4K. So you try to work within the constraints as best as possible. So back to this project, as I said, Darren actually shot it really nice. And again, because of the work that Darren and Jay did on set, the end result, as I say, the video actually looked nice. So coloring it, again, I've been working with Jay for a good while, a couple years well.
See that?
We'll definitely understand what him like, what him don't like, what he would want. The good thing with working with Jay is that Jay actually gives you a lot of freedom for try things. I'm actually listen and actually so for instance, I'm asked to color it one way. So you color it this way and you present him with, say, for instance, the way I'm asked and an alternate way. And if the alternate way looks better and fit the video and fit the story better, we actually say, yeah, let's go with the alternate version. But not only
that's a good client, because not every client is like that, whereas them give creative freedom. And if you're asking a creative to do the work, why you wouldn't want to give them creative freedom? Creative freedom is what make a creative better, so to speak. He might go put out him best because I might say, oh, I get to explore upon this one. It's not like, press this button, press that button, like you're one robot. You're not a robot, you're a creative. And
so
creative freedom.
Not everything you get for you have the freedom there. There's some things he wants a certain way, so you give it to him a certain way. But for the most part, again, it's a relationship that we've built over the years. So we pretty much understand each other. The same thing with Casa. So I've been coloring stuff for Rascasa. The first video I actually color for Rascasa is a third world Yin Mas Gan music video. For that video, if you see the coloring for that video, we actually push it. Like we push the color, we push the image like right to the point breaking. And then we scale it back a little. And again, Casa is a person who love color.
Okay.
So and we actually get it in, well, both of them, but them actually get it involved from pre-production stage. So it's not a case where them just go shoot and then them come to you. Some cases, but 95% of the time, you get a phone call, Twain, I'm gonna shoot this. This is what I want. What are your thoughts on it? And some can say, all right, no, shoot it the way here, shoot it the way there. Shoot it 6K so that we can do whatever we need to do with it. So actually getting your editor or just getting your post-production team in the actual pre-production stage, we actually make your production run smoother and also your post-production run smoother.
That is a goal right there. Goal piece of information. So
because one of the things is that end up build a workflow for the project. So how the project will come in, how you're going to manage it, and then how you're going to master it. And is a thing where it wasn't so when I start out, like that never used to happen. Like people used to just go shoot things and then just carry it home. And say, yo, I have this shoot more and you edit it. Or I'm gonna shoot this more and you color it. But you know, since being in the space and you know having conversation with people, you know, educating them more on post-production, and actually getting post-production involved from the pre-production stage, we've seen an improvement. Because when you check outside of Jamaica, you check Hollywood, this is what they're doing. They're not going out there shooting a movie before actually having a conversation with the post-production team. In some cases, like some movies, they actually have the editor on set editing while the movie is being shot. So again, it's an education thing. As I said, myself and the company has been doing is that we've been actually educating not just our clients, but the whole production landscape in general in Jamaica on post-production. Because one of the things also is where I encourage people to do is that edit as well. I encourage my directors, you know, edit a project. Even if I edit the project, you sit down and try to edit the project. Because when you get to understand the process, you get to appreciate it more. Not only that, but you get to understand, you know, certain terms, but also, well, again, you get to understand the process. And you get to understand why the editor asks for certain things.
Okay. So me see what you said basically is that you are telling the directors and the even the persons who shoot, the DP to actually try out editing so you can better see it from the editor's view to understand that, oh, maybe I should have shot it this way, or maybe as a director I should have tell the person, say, oh, move left or move right, move camera left. So you kind of get a different perspective. So in other words, a great editor almost can become a good shooter, and then a great shooter almost can become a good editor once them understand both. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. The first part of what you say, yeah, but the last part with a great editor being a great director. Because I mean, I've tried directing, I've tried producing. Once that I get an understanding of the process, and I can tell, I can't be a director. I don't see myself. Well, let me not say I can't be a director, but
yeah,
I don't think
you're
I
just
would
not
want to be
passionate
a
about
director.
it.
I'm just not passionate about it. But I understand the process. Because I understand the process, then no, I know I can certain things where I can say to my director, like, I need this. I mean, you need X amount of coverage. You understand, for instance, producing, and you understand, so the producer actually, you know, for instance, the producer's job is to help the production get delivered either under budget or on budget. So when you understand like certain things, like you understand that, well, when them set here, so well, then you know really and truly them can't afford to do certain things because they understand the role that they're playing. It help you know to make a decision to say, all right, well then, all right, yeah, we take on the project, or no, I'm not gonna take on the project because the price was.
In other words, I just say, the producer is trying to save as much money as possible.
As much money as possible.
And still get the best job as possible. You know what I mean?
Possible.
The job done
so
as best as possible.
When you understand the different roles of production, I'd encourage everyone, you know, to try the different roles. I mean, I've done grip work before too. I've done assistant directing work too. But again, the passion lies in post-production. But, you know, again, you try them so that, you know, you get an understanding of the different roles. Thing. Yeah.
See, as I say, it's a whole process, and a lot of persons don't even understand the level of work that go into a production and post-production, so to speak, they might see it as, oh, it's simple, just drop some color on it and stuff like that. So we are running into the last minutes. We have like about 10 minutes. But explain to a person like what a project, how long you have a project on your table most times when you get a project. For instance, like the Danny Boo video.
It varies. The Danny Boo video I'd say in total, like when you add up all of the time, I think it was probably about a week and a half from start to finish.
See there? A week and a half.
It's not actually like a week and a half back to back. So exactly. The editing, like for turn around the first cut, I think we took like three and a half days to do a first cut. They send the first cut to the director, which is the director's cut. So you give the director a vision. You and the director sit down for a day, or a phone call conversation. You do some tweakings. Once you tweak it, now the director send it off to his client, which is the artist or the artist manager. Then the artist manager now will have their tweaks. You go through, you do those tweaks, and then once you have that lock now, then it's like a day and a half worth of color work. I think the Danny Boo was actually 2 days. Yeah, it was 2 days worth of grading, and then it was a half day for master. Well, a full day for master the files. And deliver to the client. So yeah, in total it's about a week and a half, and that's for like a music video. A commercial now, again it varies. It depends on again the urgency of the project. There's commercials that we're again done a master and everything in 2 days. There are commercials will take like a week. It depends also on the complexity of the project. Again, is it just straight cuts where you just tell a story? Or is it that you need to do some visual effects, you need to paint out the boom, or you need to remove a logo from something. So again, graph commercials will last 2-3 weeks. There's a commercial we'll work on 1 year where we lock the director's cut within a week. Then we end up having the producer cut, which take the next week. Then the agents have to have their cut, which take the next 2 weeks. Then when the agents have for them cut, then no, the agent's a client take a next week and a half. So and again, I mean, it's not like it's people sit down waiting for your video. I mean, they're busy, so it's for get everybody, on the same page. Again, like documentaries, we have a documentary that it took about 4 months to finish.
4 months. Yo, that's crazy.
From start, yeah. A TV show, again, depending on the TV show, it could be like, for example, like the Innovators TV show, usually what we do is that we ask whenever they start production, like whenever they're going to air, we usually like to have a couple episodes already edited and set and ready. So
yeah,
again, it depends on the budget or the show. Like not every show can shoot a couple episodes and then start post-production. Like some of them literally have to start production and start post at the same time. To meet the air dates.
So when we get from where I say Twain, when we get from where I say is that it can take a long process based on the complexity, so to speak, of the project. So each project basically have them individual complexities.
Complexity, which is why you want to get post-production involved from pre-production. So you can actually build a workflow for that project. And again, it helps when you have a team. When you have a team of editors that frame a reference. So it's not a case where might sit down and edit every project. We have an editor who edit that project and I'll color that project. Or we just do visual effects on that project. So again, it depends on the team where you have, and also the time frame. I mean, in some cases, you just have to get it done. I mean, there's stuff we work on where, like, we just have to get it done in 3 days, and so you just have to get it done.
Brother, Twain, you messing
some
man.
long nights.
We could have talked for hours about you know what I mean, post-production and, you know what I mean, production overall and everything. But you know that Instagram basically have a time limit, and we are already 56 minutes in this conversation. You see, the time just blow off and stuff like that. So what I want you to do basically, yes, time just blow off when you talk about stuff you love and stuff like that. What I want you to do basically is use or name. So how it works is that you say creative always be, and then you add your take to that. So you say creative always be, for instance, like your title, because this episode name creative always be doing post, which is post production. So you kind of give like your example of that, and you know, in the segment.
So it would be creative always be learning.
Whoa.
Creative always be doing post production and learning.
See them man.
Literally, you learn every single day. And I don't like, for learning for me is a few things. And I'm going to try and make it as short as possible, so that I would only take up that. But is you trying new software, trying new stuff, is also you doing research for fine stuff. And also is stuff where you happen for buck up on, like you try something, it's like, oh my God, that worked. So always be reading, always be researching. Again, the beautiful thing now is that luckily we're born in an era where we have the internet, where we don't have to go to a library. Like literally everybody have a smartphone. Like you can jump on your smartphone, you can type in color grading, you can go up on YouTube, you can find tutorials. Again, like you watch the credits of movies, you know, look for the post-production, look for the editor, look for the colorists, you know, search them out, find them. You have a lot of colorists here on Instagram who actually share them work. And it's people who willing to share the knowledge with you. You ask a question, you see them put up something, you say, hey, how you did get the image separation there? And it's people who willing to share the knowledge. Image separation there.
So Twain, as I say, like 1 minute out, so we'll actually do the outro of the show and everything. And brother, thank you so much for coming on the show, and you drop a whole heap of gems, a whole heap of knowledge, and really appreciate, you know what I mean, you're spending the time to drop the heap of knowledge, and really appreciate, you know what I mean, you're spending the time to drop the knowledge and stuff like that. And as I say, we're going to run the outro because we're like 1 minute out, and we basically, we get disconnected a while ago. All right, then everybody, we're back. You know, Instagram kick we off because of time restriction, but we're there again. More talking, more knowledge to share and stuff like that. You have the specialists, post-production specialist, Twain, and we just like probably go a little 15 minutes more and have more conversation, because it was a good conversation. Really, I enjoyed the conversation. So we'll just make Twain talk a little bit more and kind of finish up what I say, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So as I say, you know, creative always be learning. Don't just sit down and wait. You know, seek out knowledge. You know, and not only that too. When you seek out the knowledge, share it, because in sharing the knowledge, you also learn. Since lockdown, I've been actually doing some private demos at DaVinci Resolve, and in doing the demos, I've actually been learning a couple of things, like certain things were I think they know, and like, you know, when you do the demo, you try it and something will work, and you try something different. It's like, oh shoot, that worked. This is something new we just learned. And again, in one of the things when learning is when you're learning something new is you need to throw away any, for instance, you say edit on Premiere, you're looking to start edit with DaVinci, don't go to DaVinci expecting it to do what Premiere do, how Premiere do it. DaVinci has its way of doing the same thing, but it's just done DaVinci way.
Okay. So in other words, I said don't bring Premiere style edit into DaVinci. Try
into
and learn
DaVinci.
how to edit in DaVinci.
Yeah, in DaVinci, exactly. Learn how DaVinci Resolve work.
Yeah.
And then that now we actually help you have a much better, a much smoother experience with the application. Because a lot of times, like you get questions from people and people ask me, like, yo, when I try editing a Resolve and this not work. And it's like, when you realize is that they used to edit with even Final Cut 10 and you realize, oh, they might try to do it how they used to do it in a Final Cut 10. That's a no, man. Well, then you can do it in Resolve. It's just that you tried it in a Final Cut 10 used to do it. Resolve do it this way. So, try doing it the Resolve way. The manual for DaVinci Resolve is I think last check it's about 3,200 pages. So it's a
crazy.
vast amount of information inside there. And again, as I said, there's countless amount of places online we can learn from. On YouTube, again, there's again a bunch of tutorials that you can find for free if you can't afford to buy a course. A few places where you can look at like low post, have some nice tutorials on not just editing and color grading, but also visual effects, mixing light. Again, have some good tutorials from the color side of things. So, yeah, I mean, the knowledge is out there just for you for just actively seek and find it. Yeah.
Well, as we said, still, a lot of people don't necessarily take this knowledge seeking thing seriously. So they want to do stuff, they want to be creative, they want to, try new stuff, but they are not knowledge seeker. You see, like a man like me and a man like you, where we make sure, we go out for the knowledge. We try to get the information and try and use the information to better ourselves. You know what I mean? So as I say, we are trying to close off the show, kind of get late.
Yeah, man. And it's that, and before one last thing before you cut is that I'm not only just acquire the knowledge, but apply the knowledge as well.
100%.
Everybody have a smartphone. You have access to a camera, you have a smartphone. Shoot some video clips.
Exactly.
DaVinci Resolve, you can download them, have a free version, which you can download for free and use and play around with some stuff.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Learning
not just
and
learn,
basically playing around the
stuff.
software is very, very, very important. That is how I learned everything that I've learned. I never go to school for anything and stuff like that. So, as I said, Twain, I really appreciate you coming on the show and everything. And it's a blessing. Thanks for your time, bro. Because and everybody, we have only for time now because of COVID, but and everybody really have the time to come on and everybody like camera and stuff like that. So we really appreciate you giving me the strength and everything. So bless up again, brother. We are going to do the outro and we are going to read them and look at one thing and kind of give the people them a look at inspirational vibe. So as I said, bless up again. 100%.
Thanks for having me.
So yeah, man, me drop the outro now. Yes, it's an outro, and we are basically reading a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. So, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Big quote. When I say big quote, I mean like, you have to learn like, say, you're not going to ever do. You have to take the information and try and process it and live by some of the information that you learn. So, this quote is a very important quote and I wanted to share it at the end of the show. And again, everybody, thanks for watching. It has been amazing. We had the boss Twain in the post-production industry. And that has been Creative Always Be. Blessings and guidance to everybody.